Now, I've been reading through a lot of your comments on the video that I published yesterday, and after reading through a lot of them, it made me want to do two things. One, thank you all for your support. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And B, dig deeper and uncover more of the truth. Bring you more information. Connect the dots and share with you all of my findings and my research to help answer some of your questions, some of your follow-up questions to the information that was shared and provided. Every day, it is a continuously evolving situation. This is a fluid situation, and much like the weather, because we got a little bit of a cold snap today, and it is much, much cooler temperatures out here than yesterday. The wind has picked up a little bit, and to be quite honest with you guys, I'm freezing. But either way, let's get started. Please do me a favor, do me a solid, smash the like button, just takes a second. And we're gonna go ahead and get this video kicked off and started with, yes, a lot of people are getting sick right now, and this drop in temperature is not going to help. And we are here in Florida, so if you're in any other part of the country that's probably going to be experiencing colder temperatures, be careful, stay safe, bundle up, stay warm, and try not to get sick. But we are living in what's called the reality of the pandemics right now. And they just warned that the sick season will be worse from now on. Well, that's not good news. And there's something that the doctors are explaining, and it's called the immunity gap. Yeah. Now, again, that's not good. Now, I'm going to move through this pretty quickly and try to bring you a very valuable and informative video that's intended to help educate and get folks prepared. And if that sounds good to you, then please go ahead and subscribe for more knowledge, because you guys know how I feel. Knowledge is the best prep. There may be a live stream coming up soon. Those, we can take our time on, we can go back and forth, we can engage in conversation and discussion. But for this video, I'm going to try to keep it pretty short, pretty brief. And I hope that you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I also know that this isn't the news that anybody wants to hear right now, and 'tis the season to get sick. And this year, it is only getting worse and multiplying that by 4, because this state is getting a quadruple whammy. Yeah. So stay tuned, Arizona, because I have some important information to share with you. And while we're at it, drop a comment and let me know what state are you in, and if you're seeing more people getting sick around you this year like I have. All right, guys. So if I could have just one thing for Christmas, then I would want it to be an honest answer. That's all I ask for. And my question would be, what is Bill Gates doing visiting China for these health development talks? But I know better than to hold my breath on getting an honest answer to that. I mean, I wasn't born yesterday. But maybe, even more importantly, we should all want to know the full story behind these photos that have surfaced. Here, take a look at your screen. New York Post published hours ago new photos that show Bill Gates posing with Epstein accuser years after his 2008 conviction. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. But what looks even worse is how on one of his websites, Gates notes, old Billy Boy says, "I'm a big fan of Brazil," and mentions how he began working in public health. And normally this wouldn't be so alarming, but considering how just a few months ago, First Post published a shocking video titled, "Why the Next Pandemic Could Emerge from Brazil," and as we can see in the description, they clearly described how scientists see Brazil as a likely cradle of a future pandemic, with an emphasis on how the rapid destruction of the Amazon rainforest has left 1.5 million square kilometers of land ripe for a bat-borne pathogen to infect humans. Now, I'm not making this stuff up, and I would have said before, you can't make this stuff up, but apparently, based on the whole concept behind why the Cybertruck even exists, is from the simple fact that a kid asked his dad, "Why doesn't the Cybertruck exist?"
The Cybertruck is what happens when a kid asks his dad why the future doesn't look like the future. And his dad happens to be the richest and most motivated man-child on the planet.
And thus, he made it up. And now, with the high levels of technology and AI and quantum computing, folks, don't forget quantum computing, Make sure you protect yourself and are secure before the quantum security breach. Now, with all that we have available to us and also these elites' high level of income, they literally can dream up anything they want that could potentially harm and cause mass destruction globally, worldwide, and make it happen. Yeah. Man, that'll really get you thinking, right? I haven't even had a cup of coffee yet this morning, and now I'm all wired. Well, either way, let's just say I'm not super excited about how all that sounds, okay? Or how it looks. But I guess we shouldn't worry too much since BG's out there living it up and partying the night away with his latest Tinder match. Seen here with new girlfriend just laughing and giggling about how rich he is and probably casually mocking us all and bragging about how many people he doesn't give a shit about. Oh, and obviously this has already been planned by who? Or so they say in the comment section. But honestly, I want to know, why is it that we can't trust any of these three-letter agencies, huh? But while Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, was off hobnobbing with red dragons and getting better acquainted with the CCP, he held meetings with elite global health and development partners who have worked with his charitable foundations. And Gates tweeted on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "Solving problems like climate change, health inequity, and food insecurity requires innovation. And from developing malaria drugs to investing in climate adaptation, China has a lot of experience in that. We need to unlock that kind of progress for more people around the world." But Gates met with Chinese President Xi Jinping and had said global crises stifled progress in reducing health and poverty in children, and that he will travel to West Africa because African countries are particularly vulnerable with high food prices, crushing debt, and increasing rates of TB and malaria. I don't know about the TB and malaria. I mean, we definitely do have our own illnesses here, but high food prices and crushing debt, why don't you travel to anywhere in America and try to help us? I don't know. Or is that even possible? Is he really capable of helping people? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. What do you guys think? Is he all bad? Or will he bring more to Africa like Mr. Beast did and provide wells for clean drinking water and new computers and other upgrades for the children's schools? Let me know in the comments what you think. But for most of us here, things just seem like they're continuing to get worse and everything is deteriorating around us under the current administration. Which I don't know if you guys saw, but Biden's police barricade or his...
Mr. President, why President Trump in the polls?
Secret Service motorcade was actually crashed into, I believe it was yesterday or last night. But something strange and odd and interesting happened right before and right after the crash. And it's kind of got the internet yapping and talking about it. But everything's okay. Biden's fine. He's okay. Don't worry. But get this. New York City, New Jersey, and at least 16 other states in the U.S. are currently experiencing high levels of respiratory illness, as indicated by increased visits to healthcare providers and emergency rooms.
And it's not just kids who are being hit. The most recent flu map from the CDC for you here. Levels in Arizona are considered moderate. We put this map on the screen for you, but there is red surrounding our state. There you go, and you can see that. California, New Mexico, they are getting hit very hard.
And then this is a graph from the state health department. It shows flu cases up 19% since last week. RSV is up 5%, but the health department says that they are seeing more than double the RSV cases compared to a typical year.
And they're saying that the predominant illnesses are influenza, C19, and the RSV. And I butcher this one every time. And respiratory syncytial virus, or the RSV. Oh, and all these flu-like illness levels have been above the national baseline for several weeks. And according to the CDC, we are approaching the peak, but we aren't quite there yet. So give it time. And based on the C19 wastewater levels, the Rona wastewater levels, which are a key indicator of virus spread, they are high and rising across the country, particularly in the Midwest. And to put it into perspective, this level of COVID-19 spread has not been seen since the Omicron wave 2 years ago. And I can attest to this one personally, folks, and how emergency room visits and hospitalization rates for RSV are still exceptionally high. And fortunately for us, it was only a flu B scare, and I'm very happy to report that the kid's temp has come back down to normal, and she's waiting out her 24-hour period to get the all clear to go back to school. So thank you all for your love and kind words and warm wishes for a speedy recovery. It certainly helped. And I hope that this isn't repetitive information, but I want to make sure that I let everybody know, because the goal here and purpose is to inform, educate, and prepare. So the CDC has alerted healthcare providers about low vaccination rates for these 3 viruses, and that this is the first season where vaccines are available for all 3 major respiratory pathogens. And they said newborns and adults over the age of 60 can now receive RSV shots, and they have an updated C19 vaccine available that is supposed to target the recent variants. So obviously now there's a push for folks to get more jabs, but no mandates imposed yet. But who knows, maybe they'll be coming soon. Like they said, we haven't reached the peak yet. And with all these spikes in cases, hospitalizations, and deaths right before Christmas, well, anything's possible. And what I found out while doing my research is how extremely important this new alert is for seniors, since they said that seniors are the most at-risk demographic for severe respiratory illness outcomes. Additionally, seniors are most at risk for cyber breaches and data security breaches and account hacks and losing their money in checking savings in the banks, retirement income, retirement savings, Social Security, the whole 9. So please make sure that you're fully aware of what's happening. I've got links for you guys down below in the description. And please be careful and stay in good health, and try to avoid folks who are sick. Wash your hands, and if you want to mask up, hey, that's your choice. You do you, boo. But just stay safe out there, because I don't want to see anything happen to you. Some simple and easy ways to prevent the spread of respiratory illnesses can include measures like regular hand washing, avoiding touching your face, and staying home when you're sick, which are all recommended by doctors and the CDC. And if you're sick, stay home. It's just kind of like, common courtesy, basic etiquette, okay? And as promised, I have some news for everyone living in Arizona. And right now in the Valley, people are experiencing a surge in illnesses, including the common cold, COVID-19, the flu, and wintertime allergies. And the peak season has not even arrived yet, folks. Additionally, there are reports of a haze in the air. Yep. Look up. Or don't look up, one or the other. Just another plot twist in this real-life Netflix movie that we're living through, right? However, they're saying that the haze in the air is indicative of high pollution, which is contributing to respiratory discomfort. And if you've seen this haze, please let me know. And thank you to all you wonderful subscribers who have already sent me updates from your towns that I can share with everyone else on these videos to help spread awareness and try to do our best to keep people safe. And so for the people in the Phoenix area, they're saying that many are experiencing symptoms like coughing, sneezing, and chills, but it can be challenging to differentiate between an allergy and an illness. And wintertime allergies are present too, so it's really just a jacked up situation right now and a confusing time for a lot of people. Dr. Kara Christ, former state health director and current employee at Blue Cross Blue Shield in Arizona, highlighted the prevalence of influenza, RSV, and C19 in the area. And she pointed out that the key difference between allergies and illnesses is the presence of a fever. And allergies typically cause symptoms like a runny nose and itchy eyes without a fever. So I hope that this helps in case any of you or anyone you know is experiencing this or ends up getting sick soon. And the high pollution is another contributing factor to respiratory issues. So on days with high pollution alerts and really hazy skies, those with respiratory conditions or general discomfort are advised to stay indoors. But It just sounds like another way of implementing lockdowns, unfortunately. And I'm pretty sure that they will tie it all to a net zero push for reduced carbon emissions that drive people to spend money that they don't have and tack on even more debt to buy a new Tesla or some other EV. But just as you would imagine, Dr. Christ emphasizes the importance of vaccination, staying home when sick, and regular hand washing. She also noted that the peak season for colds, flu, and C-19 typically begins in January. So this looks like it's just a warm-up, y'all, and it's only going to get worse, guys. But please, do not be alarmed. And this is not in any way an attempt to try and scare anybody or monger fear. We need to know this information so that we can have a plan and a strategy and be prepared to stay safe. And if you're like me and agree, then just do me a favor and stay healthy and try and help someone else do the same. Please hit the like button if you're still watching and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you back here for the next important and breaking news update. As always, if you need, feel free and reach out. My info is in the description. Stay frosty, friends. Keep your heads on a swivel and watch your six. And don't worry, y'all. We can get through this together. Please share this video with anyone you think needs to hear this information and spread the message. Thank you and God bless.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence. But I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow.